Hey there, drinking buddies. I'm a friend of the podcast, just here to tell you that the content on Three Dudes, One Beer is in no way to be taken seriously. None of the hosts are professionals, except in bullshitting their way through life. The content your little ears are about to be graced with is purely for entertainment purposes. Any views or opinions expressed are simply outrageous to make you laugh and should only be listened to by those 18 and older. This is your last warning. After this, there's no going back. Also, Spencer's an asshole.
What's happening, everyone? I'm your host, David, also known as Micro D, and welcome to the Three Dudes, One Beer podcast, episode 3, The Dudes Do Dudes. Joining me today are my friends and fellow co-hosts, Nasty Nate. What's up, Nate? How you doing today?
Not much, man. Just, chilling, drinking some good liquor. It's a type of honeydew wine, but, it's pretty good shit. What about yourself?
I'm doing well, man. I just got done with the baseball game, and unfortunately, someone dislocated their knee.
Oh, well, good thing you were there, huh?
Yeah. I did a really good job of carrying them. So, anyways, Spenceyyy, what's up, my man? How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. How about yourself, David?
Oh, man, I don't know. I just answered the same question just 5 seconds ago.
Everyone just asked David how he is.
Hey, make sure the next guy you introduce, make sure he says it too.
Oh, okay. Well, like Spencer said, for a first time on the Three Dudes, One Beer podcast, we're going to have a special guest with us. He's a stand-up comic in New York City. He's a U.S. Marine Corps veteran and the creator of both the Bastards Don't Do That comic strip and the Broke as a Joke podcast. Please welcome Jacko. Jack, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I didn't repeat what you guys said. I actually didn't hear what you said the first time. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, dude, no problem.
No, I appreciate it. Hey, since it's the first time our listeners are hearing you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself outside of my really shitty introduction?
I didn't think it was a shitty intro. It was a dead-on introduction. That is all there is to me. I do.
In all fairness,
Go ahead.
Oh no, and just in all fairness, just my voice sucks, so that's why I say it's a shitty introduction,
dude.
Actually. So when I first podcast, I thought one of you guys had a very sexy radio voice, like you should be on with like doing like the hit romance songs from the 90s or something.
Tell me it was Nasty Nate.
It was very soothing. Maybe it was you. Maybe it was Spence. I think it was Spenceyyy.
It's got to be Spenceyyy.
I don't know about that.
No, that's it. That's it right there. Voice of an angel. Voice of an angel. I'm really into it.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't me.
No, it's beautiful. I'm really into it. But no, I'm a stand-up comic in the city. So usually when stand-up comedy is a real thing that happens, I'm in the city most nights doing spots and just different clubs in the city. And but other than that, I live in Jersey, which I'm just outside of the city. And I have a 6-year-old daughter who keeps me busy. But just doing the thing out here. And right now I'm drinking a Lagunitas Super Cluster. Maybe you guys are going to get into this, but I'm just jumping right ahead because I'm doing the podcast. But I'm drinking a nice IPA. Did I skip it? Did I skip ahead? No, I wasn't supposed to.
No, perfect timing. Because I was just about to ask Spencer what the fuck he was drinking. So
I am drinking the one beer that we think is sponsoring our podcast. The dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Awesome. How is it?
Oh, man, it's really good. And I got a free sample earlier today when I was at the brewery. So that was a good deal.
What kind of beer is it?
It's a IPA. It's a New England IPA. It's like 7.2 ABV, so it's a little tart, but it's really good. It's refreshing at the same time.
Good. Awesome. Nasty Nate, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking Viking's Blood. It's honeydew wine, and they add hops to it. It's really good. It's 19%, so I'll probably be drunk by the end of this.
Is it poured straight from Odin's blood?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah, it's some good shit, man. We used to drink this all the time in the barracks, and all of us loved it. It's just good shit, man.
It's a 19%, you said?
Yeah, it's like a wine bottle type deal. See, like that. It's got a little old school cork.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, it's good shit, man.
I didn't know it existed until these two fucks talked about it.
It sounds like something they drink in the barracks.
Yeah. As an officer, you should totally party in the barracks with all of the enlisted. It's always a good time.
It's always a good time.
Yeah, that's like
They'd appreciate you more.
it's like that dude from Vet TV,
Yeah.
Donnie O'Malley, who's a Lance.
Oh,
He
yeah.
probably drank it in the
Yeah.
barracks with those boys.
You're probably not
Oh,
wrong.
yeah.
Nah, I don't think I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong.
Well, all right. So tonight I'm drinking like just a shit ton of different beers because I was able to go to a new beer shop and just pick out a bunch of different ones. But I'm going to start off with Eggenberg Radler. I love Radlers, but I am going to say it's kind of a pussy beer. It's a 2.4% alcohol. So good thing I've got other ones that are up in the sevens later tonight.
Yeah, the real man shit.
You
Yeah,
say
but-
pussy. You say pussy beer, but here you are. You drink Miller Lite 9 times out of 10.
That is not true whatsoever. I am more of a
Don't
Busch.
lie.
I am more of a Busch Light type of guy. Miller Lite just happened to be $22 for 36 rack at Sam's Club, and I was there. So
Don't lie. You keep your fridge stocked with them Trulies and White Claws. Don't even bullshit us.
oh, we all know that's not
And what
fucking true.
And right now, what do you? It's like a hard cider or something. The 2 point. What is the thing that you're drinking? Radler.
It's a Radler. It's a Radler. It's a little different. It's kind of like a cider. It's got a little more bit of a like the beer taste than a cider. I don't know how to explain it. It's very sweet. But my favorite beer of all time is called Coast Radler from Stevens Point, and I had to try this one. So I don't know.
Okay. Well,
Jack wasn't
The only
even
way
trying to
to-
talk shit, but he was just backhanded you, basically. It's like, oh, yeah, you're 2.1%. Fucking bitch beer.
You little bitch beer.
yeah. I think the best way to win enlisted hearts and minds is tell them you're drinking a hard cider with 2.6 to start the podcast. They love that.
Well, if you're talking about these fucking guys, I really don't give a shit.
Well, no, I hear you, but I mean, it's like you got to fight for survival, and like my first officer story. Literally, I met my squad leaders, and I used to like dip. I used to dip a lot and chew, and on this particular, it had been a while, and I was like meeting with squad leaders, and like, all right, well, I got to go bring like Red Man, and I got to really get after it, and so I sit down with them, and I pack the fattest lip of Red Man that you could imagine, like a grown man's lip, and I sit down and I start giving them my speech, and I obviously I had a Patton Medal of Honor rush speech prepared, and I was like, we're gonna storm the beach and like all this bad shit, all dumb shit that I was like gonna say, but it didn't matter because within 30 seconds, not only was I intimidated by them, I was like, okay, I guess I'm not man enough for this, but I also started getting lightheaded. And I was like, if I don't end this within the next 2 minutes, I'm gonna throw up all over them. And so I was like, all right, guys, it's good to go. And I just like ran to my truck, and I literally took the thing out, and I dry heaved on the side of my truck. So it was a good intro. That's how you lead in these times.
Dude,
Yeah. That's how you
Redmond's-
show the men that you're one of them.
Redmond's fucking good. But also, to add to that, during one of our training rotations, this one dude, he had never had it before, and we were just all fucking using it. And he was like, oh, I want to try some. This motherfucker puts some in and fucking eats it. Like, chews it and swallows it. Not realizing
Whoa.
that you're supposed to just fucking throw it in your cheek. And so this dude basically ate a whole fat lip And he's like laying on his cot, just pouring sweat, like pale white. Like this dude looked like he was about to pass out. And I'm surprised he didn't puke. He didn't, but he had to have been close because he just looked disgusting.
Yeah,
Dude, that's fucked
that's
up.
pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. On deployment, we used to basically get bored and we'd see how many logs someone could, specifically privates, how many logs the privates could fit in their fucking mouth. Like logs of dip. Not dicks.
We had
Christ
this kid.
almighty.
I won't say his name, but
Jeez.
this guy was the shit. I mean, he was like one of the strongest dudes. He was a little short guy, and he was a straight psychopath. First of all, he used to like carve. He used to find like limestone, like carve spears and kill deer, and like with his bare hands. And he was an absolute psychopath. But he did that like one time. He took 2 logs, and he just like in front of us, boom, 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 put it all in there right at once, and like he kept it and like spit it and had no problems with it. That was his thing. It was like, you're a fucking psycho. But I mean, he probably couldn't tell you what like 1 + 1 was.
Yeah,
That's messed up.
gross.
Well, I hate that you guys talked about all these military stories because we're about to get into the drinking game, but it's all good. We're so as you all know that listen, we're do a drinking game every time we record, and there are 5 rules each episode. And this does not mean that we don't try to break the rules or anything. Actually, sometimes I try even harder to break the rules just to make all of you fuckers drink. So 3 of the questions are always the same each week. And the first 3 are, if any of us give each other shit, drink up. Saying bro, because we're all fucking douchebags, will require a drink. And then anytime anyone says fuck or shit will result in a drink. And as always, we have 2 unique rules just specific for the episode. And the first one, and you guys might as well just take a couple drinks now just because it was already brought up. Anytime someone brings up the military, because 3 of us are veterans and one of us is currently in the military. And then anytime Spencer has a cop-out or really shitty answer because he's always fucking copping out like a little bitch.
Fuck you, man. That's some BS. Always ratting me out, man.
I'm so glad that every episode there's a rule related to Spencer.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Right, bro. Like, I'm the one who got you guys to start this podcast with me, and here I am getting fucking shafted.
So
Yes,
wait, so
whatever.
bro, fuck shit. If any of us give each, okay, I can't give you any shit. So no more hard cider talk. Okay, and what else? No military.
No, please do.
Yeah, you don't just try to not break the rules. Like, if you break the rules, break the rules. I mean, it's a hoot, man. It's fun. Be yourself.
It's a hoot. Well, all right. I'm gonna give you shit for saying it's a hoot.
He is a
All right.
dad, so I mean,
All right,
That's
so
a hoot.
no military. And
That's that
then
It's
Spencer
that
has-
Midwest talk, man.
Spencer has a cop out, really shitty answer. Okay, all right. I'm tracking. That was. I feel like that was a military.
All right.
That's like a military reference. Okay.
Yeah, for those that
Yeah.
don't know, that is definitely a military reference. So drink up, fuckers. Oh, wait, there's another one. Shit.
always
wow.
remember, if you're listening in the car, please do not drink along.
Please don't. All right, guys, let's move on to our next segment, which is community questions.
Woo!
So for this segment, we take questions from you, the community, no matter how serious or stupid they are. And we've got 5 from the community this week, and we've actually got 1 that our special guest is going to be talking about here at the very end of this segment. So let's move on, and let's go with Spencer. How about you call the first one?
Yeah, so this one was submitted by Matthew on Facebook. The question is, sit down, wipe, or stand up? And I do have a follow-up question with that, but we'll start with the sit down, wipe, or stand up. Let's start with you, Jack. Do you prefer to sit down, wipe, or do you stand up and wipe your ass?
I mean,
This got personal real fucking
You know,
quick.
everyone-
Nice to meet you, by the way.
I suppose the answer is every once in a while I do like to stand up. It's if the mood strikes you, or you need a little more elbow room, or you need to put your hips into it or something, you gotta stand up, I think.
Got to get that little that squat into it. You got to squat into the wipe. You know what I mean?
Well, exactly. Have you ever, or maybe sometimes after you've gone and you realize you made a mistake an hour or so later, and you got to go back and get after it. You stand for that one.
Oh my!
Oh no!
Oh Jesus!
Got
David, what do you think?
That itchy butthole, dude.
Itchy coolie. That's what you get.
Yeah.
I mean, so actually it's funny. I used to stand up and wipe until I was about, I don't know, maybe 19, 20 years old. And then I started sitting down and wiping.
So
I don't know why.
It was more of a learning curve for you.
Apparently.
Dude, I am fucking crying.
Apparently I needed to go to college and figure out, hey, you should probably sit down and wipe. They taught me in fucking art class. I don't know.
Hey, what you don't know, you don't know.
I guess. So yeah, and then I'll ask the follow-up question when we get to it, because I put that down just because we had that debate in high school. So we'll get to that.
Okay. Nate, what do you think? Sit down. Do you sit down and wipe your ass, or do you stand up like a bitch?
Dude, so mine's kind of similar to David's actually. Dead ass.
Oh,
so,
fuck me.
First off, I just want to say this is so fucking embarrassing. My mom wiped my ass till I was like 6 or 7, dude. No joke. I used to fucking bend over, grab ankle, and just say, "Mom," and then she'd come and wipe my ass. Yeah, dude. Fucking, I don't know why she let me do that for that long, but whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. But yeah, no, one day I was taking a shit, as you do with the door open when you're home alone. My wife comes in, and I'm standing there wiping my ass, and I just look all guilty. You give her that guilty look like, oh fuck, I just got caught taking a shit with the door open. Didn't really matter. It was just kind of embarrassing, so I'm taking a shit with the door open. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm wiping my ass. What do you mean?" And she's like, "Why are you standing while you wipe your ass?" And I was like, I didn't know that anyone did it differently. And that's the day I found out that most people sit while they wipe their ass. So as of this year, I've become a sit while I wipe my ass guy. But up until this year, I was stand up and wipe my ass.
Do you guys
guy.
reach when you go behind? Do you reach through behind you, like you do like a shoulder look, or you're going through the? Well, I guess you're going through the leg.
Give a through the leg.
I think that'll
agree.
come up on our
Yeah,
follow-up
that's a good
question, because the follow-up question is really good. So I think that'll come up. As for me, though, I'm not gonna lie. Even though I said it was a bitch move to stand up, I did stand up and wipe my ass for quite a while as well.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
I didn't get caught by my wife or anybody. I think it was one day I was at work, and I'm shitting. There's multiple stalls, and I'm taking a shit, and I stand up to wipe my ass, and you could see the people's feet, and you could see their shadow in the other stall. This guy is sitting wiping his ass, and I'm like, man, am I doing this wrong? So I'm like, oh fuck. So sure enough, when I sat down and started wiping, I had more to wipe, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
Spencer's been walking around with a poopy asshole his whole life.
Yeah. Probably up until I was 16, 17. So and then I started wiping my ass the right way.
This explains a lot. This is why my only friends are people that I've met online, you guys. It's because apparently I smell like shit my whole life, so no one wanted to be around me.
I'm surprised you have a fucking wife at this point. So
yeah, right. Me too, man. Me too.
Oh, man.
All right, guys. So the follow-up question is: do you wipe front to back or back to front? So essentially, do you put your hand around your ass and go from gooch to butt
back.
cheeks, gooch to back, or do you go between your legs and go from back to gooch? So Jack, why don't you start off?
Oh Jesus. Jesus.
I mean, I do have a bad back, but I have to make it work and go. I can't. I don't know. I've never been able to mentally bring myself through the legs, and so yeah, I'm definitely going. I'm turning around. I'm doing a full body. Side bend. I mean, that's probably why I have some issues and I don't get all the spots sometimes. I can't reach.
Oh my goodness.
That's a whole ass
When-
yoga
when
move
you-
when you're on
when
the
you
toilet.
get- How? Oh my god! How old are all you guys, by the way?
I'm 30. I believe Micro D is
27.
27 and Nasty Nate is 25, right?
No, about to be
24.
24.
All
okay.
right. Well, I mean, when you cross over 30, like I'm not trying to be like an old fuddy duddy, but you get these things that start to happen that like you never thought would. Like I feel suddenly like I never thought in my 20s I could die. Like I was like I'm not gonna die in my 20s, but like I'm not so sure I'm that far away from it in my 30s. And there's like a lot of things that happen. I'm like, maybe we're closer today than I was yesterday. And that's one of them. And like, just anytime I have to I have to lift up a toilet seat, or when you sneeze and it's a little bit more vascular than you thought, and you feel like you had a heart attack. So I didn't see
It's
that
hard
coming,
because
but I think
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one, dude. I'm with you on that one.
Wow, Spenceyyy is not the fucking oldest one here anymore. So
Nope.
I'm still gonna call you an
that's
old
what
man
you
because
get.
you're a bitch. So
It's all good. I'll live with it.
Spenceyyy, why don't you answer this question? We'll go from oldest to youngest on this one, I guess.
All right, sounds good. Back to Gooch. That's a shitty way to go. So I go Gooch to back, man. I mean, I do the reach around. I can't put my hands through my legs. I think that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen or heard of. So I do the reach around in the back, and then I make sure my toilet paper is right there at right on my asshole, and then just make that wipe
Spencer
up towards the back.
Spencer's courteous. He always gives a reach around. So
That's right.
Yeah.
I try.
all right, Nate, how about you? Well, I guess I should answer. We're going oldest to youngest. So
Yeah, you fucking old fart.
oh, fuck you. All right, so actually, I go around too. Because think about this: if you go between your legs and you're going from back to gooch, you're likely gonna put some shit on your gooch. That's just fucked up. I don't want some shitty gooch.
Yeah, you don't want that on your
Mm.
balls.
Also, especially if I want them licked too. So can't have
Exactly.
plus
Exactly.
plus
that.
you're just gonna have like
okay.
yeah. Plus you're just gonna have like your squishy balls on your forearm while you're trying to wipe your ass.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I didn't think
Also,
of that, but like
I've
yeah,
taken,
okay.
dude, porta potties get hot. I'm trying to imagine taking a shit in a porta potty
Oh,
and then having
gosh.
to put your hand between your legs and just your ball sack just sticking to your arm, and then just imagine as you come back up and your balls they stick to your arm and then they just start swanging. That just doesn't sound like a good time, man. It just doesn't
No.
sound good.
And that sticks with you all day.
So yeah, I'm definitely yeah, exactly. And then also, you can't really like wash. It's not like you got to use like hand sanitizer after a porta potty. My worst fear in a porta potty is a breakthrough, a breach in the toilet paper. That is the most terrifying thing that could happen in a porta potty.
Jesus.
Just finger your own asshole and then you can't even wash your hands. What
Yeah.
worse could happen, man?
That is a terrible conundrum.
Yeah,
So-
but anyways, so yeah, I definitely reach around, give the old reach around, not a through the gooch guy. I don't know who does that. I don't know what guy would do that.
This was literally a topic that came up in baseball, like warm-ups for us.
How many
Going-
people? I need to know. How
there
many
was
people?
there was at least
went-
2 on our team. So, like that's too many already.
Yeah. Did they wipe like back to front as well?
Yeah, they wiped back to front, and I was like, "You guys are fucking gross."
What the fuck?
Ugh,
Unacceptable.
gross, dude, man. No, sorry, not trying to judge anyone out there that wipes, back to front, but you're basically the equivalent of an individual who pours milk first. Fucking disgusting people.
Oh man, my fiance does that.
Milk
No.
first?
How
What?
does she get?
Wait,
how
what?
does she
Worst
get it
worst
right?
kind of person. Look, it's the worst. She pours the milk. She has a few like eating habits that you would just like really not want to be hanging out with her because of. Like so one of them is milk. She pours milk and like a decent sized bowl of milk, and she'll pour like I don't know like Reese's Puffs. She'll pour like 6 Reese's Puffs in it and just take one spoonful. And then it's just like terrible to watch. The other one is like when she drinks, she sips and she'll hold this up like and she'll take like 7 sips to your 1 sip, but it's just really just shit. I mean, I'll be here all day talking about this stuff, but it's the only stuff I don't like about her. Everything else she's great. That's her.
Did she do any of this stuff on the first date?
Milk and I mean I didn't take her to a milk and cereal bar for our first date.
Well, yeah, but I mean the sipping thing.
Yeah, like I guess I didn't notice like when she takes my coffee, like that's the other thing. Oh my god, the sharing of the food. Like okay, if you want your own if you want coffee, have your own cup of coffee. Don't have a sip of mine. That's not. I didn't order a large minus 3 sips. Like I just think that shit's. I think that's horse shit. So yeah, no, the sipping it just took some time to realize, but yeah, those are the things you deal with. She's a good.
You should have been on our last episode then, and I don't know why we didn't bring that up because wives do that shit all the time where they just take food or drinks from us.
That's
Dude,
actually
French
a good
fries are
point
the
because,
worst,
like,
man.
You order fries. That's what I was just gonna say. Like, you order French fries. Hey, babe, you want French fries? And we were just at McDonald's for the kids today, and I ordered a large fry just for myself. And then I said, "You want anything?" And she goes, "No." And then minutes later, after we were leaving the drive-thru, she pulls out like 5 or 6 fries,
yeah.
and I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? This is
Outrageous.
No, this is unacceptable. Unacceptable. I didn't order, just like Jack says, I didn't order a large fry minus 5 fries, bro. Like,
Totally.
Give them back.
It's unacceptable. Like we did sushi, and I know we got another
ridiculous
question. I won't take it, but we did sushi yesterday, and she was like, "What do you want?" I was like, "Oh, I want these 3 rolls," and she's like, "Okay." And then she took the order, she put it in, whatever, and then we get all the food, and I was like, "Oh, where's your shit?" And she's like, "Well, you got 3 rolls." I was like, "For me, for me." And she started eating my rolls. I was like, all right.
I eat a shit ton. God
Right.
damn it.
We eat more than women do, so, I
Yeah.
don't understand.
You
why
think I'm a
women do
fat
that.
piece
Anyways,
of
let's-
shit
let's
because I
move on
eat
to the next-
healthy? Please.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one was submitted by Peter on Facebook. He asked, "What is the best hangover cure in your opinion? And when was the worst time you were hungover?" Nasty Nate, why don't you go first?
Every hangover sucks, but
All right.
The worst.
Can we just change this to anybody that has a cop out answer? Fuck you.
Yeah,
Nate.
pretty
I'm
much.
in for that.
Well, no, but the worst hangover I've ever had was I was partying with some buddies for it wasn't even my birthday, it was another buddy's 21st. And I got so shit-faced that it started pouring rain at like 3 a.m. and all the bars closed. And I mean, like, it was coming down hard. There was probably like a good half foot of water in the road. So my brilliant idea was, all right, I'm going to go jump in that puddle. So then I jumped in the puddle, which is in the middle of the road, and I'm basically just laying in a puddle, and my buddies had to come and pick me up. Next morning, I wake up, I'm covered in like bits of asphalt, dirt, just debris from the road, and they're telling me all these crazy ass stories about shit I did, and I don't remember any of it. I'm just like, well, fuck, I don't remember any of that. And on top of that, I puked the Little Caesars that I had eaten that night all into the sink of the Airbnb. Instead of the toilet, which was right next to the sink. No fucking clue why I would do that. So then I had to clean that out. I feel like shit, and I'm having to clean out like nasty ass soggy pink mush out of the fucking sink drain. Couldn't even get it all. So it was just disgusting. And yeah, that was by far like the worst like drinking next day experience I've ever had, was just like having to clean up after myself for being a fucking asshole. Because I'm just a shitty human being, I guess. Yeah, it was not a good time. But I don't know. I just hate hangovers in general, man. They all just suck.
Yeah, they do. What'd be the best hangover cure in your opinion, though?
Best hangover cure is just sleep, man. I just literally the next day I just fucking sleep. Some people, I don't know. Some people are like, oh, eat a greasy ass burger, some fucking eggs, like all this shit. Nah, man. For me, it's sleep. A lot of my buddies drink Pedialytes. I don't like Pedialytes, so I drink fucking Gatorades. But
I mean, it's the electrolytes, so
you just need the electrolytes.
Spenceyyy, what about you?
As for the best hangover cure, in my opinion, I've learned this from a few people, especially military people. Take 4 Advil or Tylenol, pop them bitches, drink a bottle of water, and then lay down for another half hour, and you're good to go. But for the worst hangover I've ever had, I remember it pretty well. I don't remember everything, but I remember going out it was my 21st birthday, and my dad's a recovered alcoholic. Okay. So me being that rebel and having to go drink, he always shunned against it. Like, hey, be careful when you go out and drink, don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I go out drinking with my cousin, and we met this guy that had just gotten out of jail for attempting to murder the guy who tried to rape his sister. So I was buying him drinks. I'm like, dude, I'd do the same thing. I'd try to kill him too, So I was buying him drinks. He's buying me drinks. He's buying me tequila drinks though. So, and I'm not a tequila fan anymore because of this. But I got so hammered that the next day my dad's like, hey, you want to go fishing? I'm like, sure. So I'm wearing sunglasses, riding with him in the car. I'm not feeling the greatest. We get on his boat and I'm fishing in the front, and then I had to take a pee. So I'm peeing. Mind you, I'm still drunk. I'm pretty sure I was still drunk. And I'm peeing off the side of the boat. Next thing you know, I'm taking a dive into the fucking water right where I pissed.
Gross.
And I come up gasping for air, like, oh shit. And my dad's like running to the front of the boat, grabbing me and then pulling me back over. And I'm like, oh my God. He goes, did you go out drinking last night? And I'm like, no. Like, I was like, no, I don't remember. But yeah, I definitely was hardcore drinking that night. So that was, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, can you drink tequila now?
I can now. The last 2 years, I've been able to handle it. It's more of, it would have to be in like the, what are those, I'm trying to think of,
margaritas
drinks like a Long Island isn't tequila in margaritas. I can drink those a little bit here and there, but once I get the taste of hardcore tequila, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm over it.
Okay.
So right. No, it's very hard for me nowadays.
Well, I guess just the idea, you probably shouldn't go fucking swimming in a goddamn pool, or what, in the water, you said? Like, after
yeah,
I was on the lake.
Fishing,
on the lake.
Yeah,
he
was fishing in his dad's pool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, on his boat, on his big ass boat. Yeah.
Great idea.
David's a dumbass.
And you're fucking stupid,
David doesn't even fucking listen to the story. David's just like,
no, I don't care. I don't listen to
your
Spencer
story. No
ever.
one fucking
Fuck you.
cares.
You're fucking retarded.
Well, fuck you. All right.
Good
Well,
lord.
hey, Jack. What about you? What's your hangover cure, and what's your worst hangover you ever had?
I mean, well, I definitely think the best cure for a hangover is the hair of the dog. Like, keep drinking. And I mean, it's not always practical if you're drunk on Wednesday night and you got to go to work the next day. I don't know if it's going to work then, but in every other instance, especially like when we would party in our 20s, like, you wake up and you're hungover and you can have a beer at 8 a.m. Do it. That's the best cure. That's just my opinion. I would say my worst hangover ever was in Acapulco, in Mexico, and spring break, whatever, senior year of college, no, junior year of college, and we did. So I mean, it was a wild time. Have you guys been to Acapulco or Cancun or anything like that?
No,
No.
I haven't.
No.
Sadly.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I mean, so you do spring break at one of those places, and it was like 18. That's why we went, because it was like 18 to drink, and so we go, and I mean, you drink all day, every day, pretty much, and your day is basically like wake up at 8 or 9, drink until 4 or 5 p.m., and then take a nap for like you eat and you take a nap for like 4 or 5 hours, and then you go out after that, like midnight, and then you party till 5 a.m., take a 3 hour nap, and then like whatever. So we did this. We went to a pool, and we had this waiter named Fernando, who's the man, and he was bringing us kamikazes, which I don't even remember. Maybe vodka. That's what it sounds like. And we were just feeding us kamikazes, and then after that, we did shots of tequila. And then we played a beer pong tournament. So like it was just a sprint of alcohol. And I was wobbly, like definitely drunkest I've ever been in my life. And going into, I shouldn't say this, whatever. I was going into girls' bathrooms, and Fernando had to escort me out of there. And he was like, all right, buddy. I'm gonna bring you upstairs. So he brings me up to my room, and which should sound sketchy, but he was a good dude. And he puts me in my bathroom and just like head on the toilet. I fell asleep for 3 or 4 hours, and I didn't even throw up, which is blows my mind to this day. I didn't throw up, and I woke up 3 hours later with a horn in the middle of my head. It looked like a unicorn, and so absolutely like totally like still drunk, but I was actually starting to get hungover, and then I started throwing up like crazy, and this was now at like whatever 7, 8, whenever I woke up, maybe like 8 or 9, I woke up throwing up for 2 hours, and everybody was going out to the clubs like in a couple of hours later, and they're like, maybe you just like take it easy tonight, and I was like, fuck no, like I'm here for 5 days, for like 4 nights, 5 days. I was like, we're doing this, and we went out that night, and I just drank, and I never felt the hangover again. It never caught up to me. So that to me is the best cure.
Wow.
This was wild. I think
That's what we used to call the.
Sorry, what?
No, I was just gonna say that's what we used to call the rallying.
Yeah.
Like you just fucking start to
Puke
feel
and
hangover
rally.
coming on. You just fucking you just pull the trigger. You just jam your fingers down your throat, puke, and then just chug a beer afterwards, and you're good to go.
Huge fan of
That's
the
how
puke.
we got through our weekend benders.
Yeah,
man.
huge fan of the
Yeah.
puke and rally. It's the only way to go, honestly.
Yeah, never had a bender or anything like that. I'll just say real quick on someone being put in the bathroom on my buddy's 21st birthday. I accidentally left him in the fucking shower, and while he was like sitting in there, just like, and he was in there for like 2 or 3 hours.
Oh my goodness.
So, anyways, my worst hangover is actually just a really bitch story. It was like my second time ever drinking. I think I only had like a beer, a like mixed drink, and like a screwdriver. I remember it was a screwdriver and a tequila shot, and like that was all I had. But I had never drank liquor before, so 3 drinks. I ended up puking, and then I went back to my dorm room. And then like I was sitting on the top bunk, or I slept on the top bunk, and I kid you not, I projectile vomited down onto one of my roommates' beds, and just yacked all over. I felt so bad. I don't think I woke up till like 2 the next day, which, if you know me, is not something that I do. And I had the worst pounding headache I've ever had. Luckily, nowadays, for the most part, I don't usually get hungover. I might just feel a little off, but just like not like stick to my stomach or anything like that. But like when I did need it, like I guess I would drink Pedialyte or like a Powerade or a Gatorade, pretty much for those electrolytes. So, yeah.
Nice.
So, next question. How about Nate? How about you take it?
Yeah, man. So this was submitted by Tanner on Facebook, and he wants to know what are the best drinking games we've ever played and the places we've played them. So let's start this one with Spenceyyy.
Oh man, best drinking game. Some of my favorite memories of drinking games have like either been Never Have I Ever, because you get to learn about people's past that you've never really wanted to learn, but you did anyways.
Playing it with significant others is just weird. It's
Yeah.
just fucking weird.
And there's another game that I just recently started playing over at a friend's house. There's like 3 of us couples, and we were hanging out, and they brought a card game. It's called Social Sabotage. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, but it's a game where it's kind of like, what is it? Cards Against Humanity, where you pick a card and it says post on Facebook or post on Twitter or post on Instagram, and then they have to. What's that?
Is this Piccolo on the phone, or was it a card game you said?
It's a card game.
Oh, okay.
And then after you pick the card, like let's say I post on Facebook, everybody else puts a card into your hand, and you pick out of those, but they're all bad. So it's they're sabotaging you, in other words. So some of the posts have been like some weird obscure things. Like my wife did one where she had a post on Snapchat saying that I will never rub a lemon on my labia again. And had to actually send that out via Snapchat. And if anybody replied to it, someone would pick out of the deck again, and then that she would have to respond with whatever is on the card. Now, it may not make any sense whatsoever, but it's to make people think like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? But that is by far one of my favorites, is where she had to post on Snapchat that she's never going to rub a lemon on her labia again. And hopefully she never has done that. Hopefully. But the places I've ever played them, I mean, everywhere. I've played some drinking games in some really weird places, bars, restaurants. I've even played them in cars, just driving to a location, having a roadie sody, and and just playing stupid drinking games on the way to wherever we're going. So nothing special on that one, I guess, so to say.
Is that a cop-out answer? I don't know.
It's really not a cop-out.
No, let's just go. Let's just call it a shitty.
Yeah, it was a cop-in.
No, let's call it a shitty answer, just so we can drink, guys.
All right, so drink up then. Okay, so let's move on to Nate. Nate, we want to answer that question.
Yeah, man. So I'd say beer pong classic. All right. The old ball and cup. Okay. Great game.
Fucking cop-out answer. God damn it.
No, my favorite game to play is probably Rage Cage. I don't know if you guys have ever played that. Stat Cup, that's another name.
Boom Cup.
I've never heard Boom Cup, but Rage Cage, that game's a friggin' blast. It's basically like you're just in a circle and you just have to bounce the ball into the cup so you chug the beer, and then you bounce the ball into the cup, and there's another person in front of you. It's going clockwise. And if you bounce the ball in and the person next to you hasn't bounced the ball in, then you put your cup on top of theirs. They pass it you put your cup on theirs, then they grab one from the center and pass it along, and it just keeps going like that. And every time you get stacked, you have to chug one. So basically, like if you keep getting stacked, you keep having to drink. And then whoever ends up getting the last cup, which is in the very center, is typically filled with a bunch of fucking liquor and just nasty shit. And it's a full red Solo cup instead of just a shot.
It's a lot of fun. We've never actually played it to where you had to do the liquor part, it was just a full beer or something like that.
Oh no.
But it still sucks because usually someone's just getting fucked the whole time.
Yup.
Because they suck, or the people behind them are really good, or the person in front of them and the person behind them are really good. Because if you get on the first one, you actually get to pass it to anywhere you want, and then it just keeps fucking them.
Dude, yeah, me and my boy used to stand across from each other so that we could just fuck the table up. It was great. It was a good time. But yeah, man. What about you, Jack? What's your favorite drinking game? I guess place. I don't really know what the fuck that means. Like, fucking anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So the best drinking game. You guys know Jack Black, by the way. Obviously, have you guys know Jack Black? Have you ever heard his song, "The Best Song in the World," or the tribute to the best song in the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, it's hilarious. But it reminds me of this drinking game because me and my buddies were just in a basement, Susie Anderson's house, senior year. That's her real name. But anyway, and we were whatever. We had a few cases of whatever we drank, Coors Light, Busch Light, whatever, and we didn't have any cards. We weren't creative, or I guess we just weren't, or like didn't have beer pong cups, whatever. We're like, all right, let's like play this game. And he just said to me, he was like, drink your beer. And I was like, okay, I gotta drink my beer. And that's the game. and it was just called drink your beer. And you point to somebody and say, drink your beer. But then it morphed. So it's all thing you've ever heard. But then it morphed into this complicated, extreme game that got so competitive, like ended in an argument because like the made up rule that we literally just made up was now you can't do that because you did the turnaround drink and you got to do a flippy floppy. And it was like all this ridiculous shit. And so drink your beer became one of the best games I've ever played. It was the most fun I ever had playing any drinking game. No questions asked. But then we tried to play again like a year later, and it just was not the same. We could not figure out how to play drink your beer. So it was all in the moment, and it's never coming back. It's the best drinking game in the world, but nobody will ever play it.
That reminds me so much of well, first of all, I got this from Family Guy. There was like early episode, it was like, hey, we're gonna play a game. Okay, what's the game? It's drink the beer. And then he goes, all right. And he drinks his beer and he goes, you win. And he goes, what do I win? Another beer. So I started doing that with my buddies. And it's like their favorite game, to be honest, because it's one of the few games that actually is like, hey, have a drink because you're at a fucking party. Let's have a good time.
Yeah.
But
that's some good shit.
But my all-time favorite game is called Barbarian. It's essentially quarters into a pitcher. It's team-based, so it's one person goes back and forth trying to bounce the quarter in the pitcher. And the pitcher is filled up with at least something from each person. So it can be beer, liquor, whatever they're drinking that night. So you try to put the quarter in. The team that gets more than one of their team, so if they have 3 people, you get 4 in, they win. The loser has to chug the entire pitcher. Now,
oh, shit.
How it goes is the first person has to keep drinking, and then once they take their lips off, it goes to the next person.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't drink a lot, that last person gets really fucked. And usually, sometimes we'll have girls there, and like they don't do it, so like the guys will just be like, "All right, give the rest of me." But, like it's just like that was a good college time. Yeah,
yeah, that's a good game.
Oh man, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous for when I come fly down that way to you guys.
Dude, we definitely need to play Barbarians because I've never played that, and that sounds like a fucking blast, dude.
That sounds. I was gonna say that sounds like a hoot. Yep, there goes
fucking
my
hoot.
Voice.
Fucking hoot.
Yeah, that's a real hoot. Honestly, I've never heard somebody unironically say hoot.
What a hoot and holler, huh?
That's a hoot.
I mean, I'm honored to be a part of it, but I just never heard it before.
Well, that's a hoot.
Well, never in my life did I ever hear someone say it's been an honor to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
Whether it's about the podcast or about something Spencer does, but all right, cool.
Right. Thanks, man. I feel honored.
Yep.
Ah,
Well,
all right.
well, David, is that your answer then for the question?
Barbarian's my answer. So let's
Barbarian. That's a good answer.
yeah. So let's go on to Jack. I think you have a question for us, and that'll be the end of our community questions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I messed this up by not making it a question about booze, but so I was just generally, so if I fucked it up, I guess I should, everything about this podcast is beer, right? I don't know, so I'm dumb. But anyway,
No, you're good. You're good.
I missed the cues there. But in any case, I was just thinking, like, what was the first sentence? That's
Man,
the
that
whole
is one of those
question.
questions that you just you don't even know. Like, what was the first sentence? How, like, words. That's all I have. Like, I don't know where words came from. How did our language come by? This is a genuinely a hard question to answer.
All right, here's how you want me to give some context as to why I asked this.
Yeah, go for it.
So I've been getting a little bit existential lately, but I've been thinking just in general about, everybody has these theories. I always think about, people know this. Oh, I know this fact. They're like, follow the science and follow the math and follow the whatever. And I'm not like a flat earther who doesn't believe in this stuff. But my question is, like, how do you fucking know anything? All this shit is made up by humans who made everything up. All of the history books, all of the science we've studied, if you ask, how do you know that enough times, eventually the answer has to be, I fucking don't. And that to me just sticks out. So now I'm thinking, how did language start being a thing? And so it was like, what was the first word? Who decided that, like, we're going to call this breakfast? Like, oh, that's breakfast. Well, how that? So I don't know. I just have I'm a weird guy, but that's my question. What was the first sentence?
All right.
I don't know who's going to answer it. Maybe Micro D.
Micro D, why don't you take that, man? Because I'm
Oh my goodness.
I don't know, man.
Wow.
I have no idea. That's
Adam was
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
I'm gonna just give my answer off to you. And
Adam
then
was just
I-
like,
take it from here.
you want to
I
wipe my
you know
ass
what?
for me? Gooch to back or back to Gooch, whatever floats your boat.
All right. I'll just say I think it's got to be something along the lines of,
Dude,
Eve,
no.
I really like your tits, or something like that.
Yeah, the whole conversation was basically just Adam and Eve talking about wiping each other.
That vagina is spot on.
All right. That's a good one. Maybe it's Eve. Will you wipe my gooch?
Yeah.
And use this fine leaf that I found in the Garden of Eden.
All right, so not only did we answer your question, we've already had the first conversation that ever happened. Okay, so
Well, yeah, because remember, if you remember from when we were on episode 2, we talked about the bidets in each corner of the Garden of Eden. so like, they didn't have to wipe Gooch to back or back to Gooch. They didn't have to do any of that. They just had to go to sit by in a bidet and boom, good to go.
I think that's something that a lot of people don't ever realize. The 4 bidets. You've got, Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit, and they claim that it's a Holy Trinity. But I think it's actually, there's a fourth that gets left out. And it's the 4 bidets in the corners of the Garden of Eden. And the first conversation was probably something along the lines of like, hey, what's that over there? And Eve was like, oh, I don't know. And then like a week later, Adam was like, yo, if you blast your ass with that, it feels really fucking good, especially after taking a dump. And then Eve was like, I don't really know if I'm down for that. And Adam was like, no, try it. And that's also why a lot of dudes are really into ass play. So, not only was it the first conversation, because we're from Adam, that's why dudes like getting their ass ate, you know?
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Adam.
Is it boudet or bidet?
It's bidet.
I'm gonna go with bidet.
Nate's just a fucking idiot.
Dude, I don't know. I'm not fucking French or whatever the fuck language it comes from.
Let's suppose it's boudet. But who decided that? That's my question. Who decides words? They're like, this is the fucking word we're using.
I've pondered that myself for so long, and I just don't like it. You just don't know, as you say. You don't fucking know.
Well, like, all right.
I just imagine that at some point some caveman was just like grunting, and then something came out, and it was just
Yeah, it was
slightly
like,
less. Of a
Yeah,
grunt.
dude,
More
are you reading my tweets? That's I tweeted that like last week. That's like, how many times do you think like somebody said the first word before the other guy's like, oh, and just like let it be and pretended he understood him. And I mean, it's really absurd because like, all right, so we were talking about breakfast. I was writing about it. All right, so somebody said breakfast. We're going to break the fast. Okay, that makes sense to me. And then they fast until noon and they eat another meal. So somebody might say, all right, well, let's break the fast again. But no, some fucker's just like, nah, this is lunch. We're calling it lunch.
Well, it's
like who
it's like
decides that?
It's like one of those great mysteries of like babies, when they're born, they don't know any words, anything at all. But the question that always comes up is, do they think in English or do they think in another language? Or are there even words in their head? Like,
there's just sounds.
There's nothing.
Yeah, it's all sounds.
No, dog. Babies don't think anything. Yeah, you leave a baby. I'm saying, dude, human babies are the biggest pieces of shit, man.
100%.
You can't do fucking anything with them.
100%.
They can't do anything for themselves. Literally, they just fucking lay there. If you leave, listen, baby elephants, born, boom, ready to go.
It's true.
They are
It's true.
They are fully ready to fuck around and walk and move.
We need 18
You leave a
fucking
baby
years.
on the-
We need 18 fucking years.
Yeah, you leave a fucking baby on the floor, it just fucking dies. It can't do anything for itself. It can't get anywhere.
Yeah, you gotta
It just
take
fucking
care of it.
lays
It's
there and dies.
ridiculous.
Maybe that baby, if he could talk though, would say like, hey man, I'm doing the best I can. Like why don't like you're making fun of his chubby legs and his bald head.
Hey,
and he's
man.
like, wait,
Well, you
like
got chubby
all
legs.
this
Oh,
lady
you're so
thinks
cute.
I can do is lay here and suck her boobs. Like I'm more than that. If I'm a baby, that's probably what I'm thinking. What? I don't
That's
know.
why
You
they
have-
invented that cartoon Boss Baby.
Exactly. These babies are genius.
I'm just saying, like, human babies kind of suck, man.
We do.
Like, every other type of, like, animal's baby's just ready to fucking go out the gate, man.
That is a very unique distinction. I actually like that a lot. I like that thought right there. You could do that on stage.
Yeah, there you go. Stand-up comedian Nasty Nate.
I'm not even fucking with you. That would be a good bit.
That's awesome.
All right. Thanks, Jack, for the very philosophical question. I think we definitely debated a lot of shit going on, and I loved it, actually. So don't even apologize for it not being beer related, because that's not just what we're all about. But that'll actually
'cause
do it
fuck
for
beer.
Yeah, fuck beer. All right. Anyways, that'll do it for our community questions. Thank you, everyone who submitted a question, and keep them coming. We're gonna keep answering them the best that we can. So we're gonna move on to our bar talk topic of the week.
Oh, yeah.
So this week's topic, we're gonna talk about shit dudes do or like that chicks think what the fuck. So this is our main topic of the week, and how about we just have Nate start us off with one of his.
Yeah, so when I think about dudes being dudes, I just think of just blowing shit up, guns, and just violence. For some reason, I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is in me that just likes just violent things. You know what I mean? Like everything from like the video games we play to going to the shooting range. I'm just like, yeah, let's fuck some shit up. You know what I mean? What is it in us that just makes us want to just fuck shit up, man? So
Do you want?
that's what I want to talk
Do you
about.
want? Do you want my doctor answer, or do you just want me to just bullshit about it?
I want to hear both. I want to hear the educated answer and the highly uneducated answer that all of us are going to
Well,
give.
the highly uneducated answer is because we just like doing shit that's fucking stupid. I mean, that's just really what it is. But I mean,
Okay, what's the educated answer?
I mean, really, it's just our like animalistic instincts back from the cavemen and stuff like that. Like we just like the bit like we would go out and hunt and stuff when that came about, and like that's what it like kind of boils down to.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like the biggest. But like if you just want to just be fucking stupid, yeah, it's because I like seeing things go boom.
Hey, that's a fair answer, man. I like seeing things go boom too. I mean, literally, we used to just, whenever we do like training or like in Iraq or anything like that, just there was just certain things we used to just be like, yeah, that just gets my dick hard. You know what I mean? Just like fucking seeing shit blow up, blowing shit up. Like it, yeah, man. Like it's just the fucking boys' world out there, and it was great. So I don't know what it is about it, but just something. It just gets your adrenaline pumping, and you just enjoy it. I don't know what it is.
It's true. It's true. It's one of those things that my wife looks at me because when I buy a new gun, she's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, you have 15. You have 15 already, is what she said one time. And I kind of laughed. I'm like, yeah, but 16's a good number, I think.
Yeah, but we gotta
know.
have an even number. You see, we can't
We
be
do.
odd.
We have to have an even number
because I
come
don't
on.
have 3 hands. I have 2. So
Yeah.
boom, and then just keep going
8
until I
in
run
each
out
hand.
of weapons.
And we're good to go.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. I'll be doing like that Boondock Saint bullshit.
Yes.
You got like the trench coat with like the what was it back in the Deagle in did you guys play Counter-Strike back in the day?
What do you think? Good Lord. What do you think, Jack?
Man, I think like, yeah, I mean, well, there is something literally scientific that, yeah, the adrenaline and the release of different dopamine, or I don't know. I just made that up. I made that up.
It's something
There's
like
a
that.
thing in your head that goes in and you get drugs in your body or something like that from the hormones. I don't know. I'm making this all up, but it was funny because I'm obviously in the city, and like a lot of the comics are neutral, but every once in a while you meet like one's very liberal or something like that, and this one guy is like talking to me about toxic masculinity. He goes, "This thing is real, man." He's like, toxic masculinity is like a real thing. Like, obviously, like I don't know how to build a fire because why would I ever need to know that? And I'm like, yeah, but you also sit with your legs crossed, and it's like there's just like a you can't tell me. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a certain type of guy who's going to say it. And like, I don't know, certain guys don't like guns and don't whatever. And like, that's fine. Like, I don't judge you if you don't like guns or boom or whatever, but like, don't tell me it's not part of being a dude. Kind of, I think it is. I think it's animalistic and it's inside us.
Yeah, but if you sit with your legs crossed, you're a fucking poser, because I know for a fact that it's squishing your balls and you're uncomfortable. So stop fucking acting
Well,
like
really,
this
they
and just
don't
sit
have fucking
normal.
balls. Okay, that's just what it is.
Yeah, that's apparently the issue.
Well, I think it's fun. I think it's funny
Yeah,
when they have that argument that they're like, I'll never have to need this. Like, oh, what if the fucking apocalypse happens? You're gonna have to know how to build a fucking fire. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I like how fire was his example, but that's like actually a really like good skill to fucking know.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Building fire,
it's
like
kind of
that was
important.
one of the literally. We talked about the first sentence. That was one of the first things people needed to know to survive. Fire.
I could see if he was like, yeah, toxic masculinity. I don't need to know how to fucking shoot shit. It doesn't really fucking matter, which I could still argue that that's important. But fire, that's like one of the basic necessities, like shelter, fire, and fucking food and water. Those are like the main fucking things you need. And so to be like, oh, fire, I don't need that. You do. You really do.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting fire.
It's also not that hard of a skill to learn.
No, you just like, yeah, I mean, just find a lighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
That's easy.
Since we're talking about, things that dudes do weird, and given my fucking name, my nickname, Micro D, let's talk about our fucking wiener sizes, all right? Let's talk about why do I joke about how small my wiener is?
Fucking way you brought that up, dude. The way you brought that up was like, let's talk about our wiener size.
Yeah, let's talk about dick size. So I'm a 2.5 average.
Like the last time I ever made a joke about my wiener was when someone said, "Hey, I need 3 inches. I need to check 3 inches of this shit," and I go, "Yeah, let me pull my dick out 3 different times for you, then."
Yeah.
Yes, guys do 100% they make jokes about wiener size. 100%.
Yeah, let's be real. Like I call myself Micro D. Like you guys will never know if I actually have a small dick or not. My wife will tell you.
It's not true.
My wife will tell you not.
Hold on, before we go any further, I gave you that fucking name because you went with average or no, medium D. And I thought that name was the gayest name I've ever heard in my entire life. So I went with, no, you have to be called Micro D. And Nate agreed with me. And that's
you guys don't fucking know me because I always used to make fun of myself and always say I had a small dick in college. You can ask all my buddies. So eat my dick. All right. Doesn't matter how small it is.
Original.
It's a very small meal. You're not going to be satisfied. Okay.
Shut up, Nate, before you say anything.
Oh my gosh.
But Dylan on our Thirsty Thursday, he did say that you don't have a small penis. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. Well, all right. So you guys might know, but like, why do we do this? Like, why do we make fun of our fucking dick size, or like say like we have a really big dick when we really fucking don't? Like what?
No, it's because the dudes that say they've got a big dick don't have a big dick. The guys that joke around and are like, "Oh yeah, I've got a small dick." Like they probably don't have a small dick. They're
probably packing some heat.
Most of them don't. They could. Like if I had a small dick, I probably wouldn't be like claiming I had a big dick, because what happens when you're changing in the locker room? Everyone looks over and you got a little pee-pee, dude. You're part of that shrimp dick gang. What then?
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be like, "Well, he's got a little dick and he's a liar."
This is a little bit of like it's a little bit of misdirection, because you could be doing the thing, oh yeah, like small dick, because then everybody's gonna be like, oh well, if he actually has a small dick, he's not gonna say it, but maybe he does have a small dick because he knows you'll think he doesn't have a small dick if he says it.
It's like reverse psychology for women. Like you when they ask you like, do you have a big dick or something, and you're like, not that.
No, that shit's
not
small.
that great.
That's what I
but if you say it's like average, and then they're like, okay, that's fine, because they'll deal with it. But then you turn out, you're like, you come over there and you whip it out, and you're just like, slap on that fucking table.
Well,
you're like, yeah, bro, check that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
actually, every time I meet someone new, I tell them, "Hi, my name's Nate. I have a little dick." That way, when they see it, inevitably, they don't expect too much.
Wait, why are you whipping your dick out in public?
Well,
all
I mean,
the time?
how often have you guys been asked
public
about your dick size, like prior to? Like you just hope you get to the show, and then if the show happened, you're like, you judge for yourself and let me know what you think of that.
Dude, yeah. Also, usually the lights are off, so it's kind of a feeling kind of thing. So 3 inches can feel a lot larger if you do the right work.
I think the best conversation I've ever had with my wife is when I say, I got a smaller dick than usual, like less than average. And she goes, no, you don't. And I'm like, yeah, but you're just giving me the benefit of the doubt. So thank you. Nice try, but it's not working for me. It's like, I know what my size of my dick is. It's not the greatest, whatever. But she gives me the benefit of the doubt, makes me feel better, sure. But
no, Spencer,
like,
it's huge.
It's huge. It's the greatest ever.
She's
Listen.
tried that before. She's like, it's big. And I'm like, okay, but maybe your vagina is small. I don't know.
3 inches looks massive in some tiny hands, all right? That's what matters. Just find you a tiny hand girl. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Speaking of junk, though, and wiener size and just dicks in general, adjusting yourself in public, that's a huge thing for a lot of women that say, that say that it's bad, or what men do that drive them crazy. I mean, for me, I adjust myself. I don't give a shit. I'll freaking squat randomly, or I'll lift a leg.
I'm literally adjusting myself as we are speaking right now. So
Yeah, dude, I did it as you said, adjusting yourself. I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
I
you
gotta
got a
adjust
little
my
itch. You
nuts,
got that
dude.
little baby itch, like, oh shit, I got to move it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, I do it all the time in public. I'll stand there, and then I'll lift a leg randomly, or I'll just bend a weird angle, and then just pinch, pull, and move, and that's it. That's all it is. It's like a 5-second ordeal, but women fucking find it weird.
What are you about, you Jack?
Yeah, I mean they just because they don't have the same problem, so they definitely don't relate. But I mean, yeah, I do it. You gotta figure out you gotta pick your spots too, like, and make it look like it was like, when you're walking on the sidewalk and you trip and try to make it look like you were running, like it's the same thing. it's the
I
same.
don't think I've ever had that. No,
No, well, I do that. And it's like the same thing. Like
I just adjust and go. I don't give a fuck.
I just try, like, if I know I have to adjust my crotch on the fly and like somebody's gonna see it, I have to like pretend like I'm grabbing the bottom of my, like, oh, I have to itch the inside of my thigh right now, and then I'll just use my forearm to adjust myself or whatever. You gotta be creative.
Nah, man. You just make dead eye contact with the person. You just fucking grab your balls
Yeah.
and just pull them down. And you're just like, and then when they like get all uncomfortable, because they will, and you just keep staring at them, and you just don't break eye contact.
Yeah,
That's my rule of thumb.
That's
'Cause,
actually that actually is a
worst
better
case scenario.
shot.
You might see that person one more time while you're in the store, but you'll probably never see him in your life again.
Unless it's
Bro,
your mom.
Nate, if you ever did that and you looked me straight in the eye and you tried to adjust yourself, I just keep staring. Like, yeah, okay.
I know you.
I know what you're
would,
doing.
But I know.
I know what you're doing,
That's
bro.
different. I mean, tell me, Spencer, if a dude just fucking, you're just like in Walmart, and some dude just like, you look at him, you make eye contact, that awkward ass eye contact that you make with people.
Oh yeah,
And you just like lock eyes with him, and he just like adjusts his nutsack. Wouldn't you be a little uncomfortable? I mean, I would. I know for a fact I would.
I mean, maybe just a little bit, but at the same time, I would probably get the urge to adjust myself at the same time.
It's just like just back and forth, just like two dudes locked in eye contact, just both fucking with their nuts.
Like,
Just
if
like,
he
yeah, let me adjust myself.
Well, it's kind of like it's contagious. Like when someone yawns, you
Yeah.
yawn, right? And if someone locks eyes with you and they're starting to adjust themselves, you're like, dude, I got an itch. I didn't know I had an itch down there. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think
like, oh.
I think how they say, like, no matter where you're at in the world, there's probably like a spider at least 10 feet away from you, like no matter where you're standing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of like how it is. Like if someone like scratches their balls within 10 feet of you, like you have to scratch your balls. Like it's just a rule. That's just that's just how it
that's
works.
like
That's just a
sneezing.
rule.
Like if you're gonna sneeze in 5 minutes within someone else fucking sneezing. Or no, yawning.
Yeah.
Yawning. It was fucking yawning.
Yawning.
That's
Yep.
what I mean.
That's what Spencer was saying. Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, basically what we're saying is scratching your balls is like yawning for dudes.
It's like Michelle Wolf. I don't know if you guys know her, but she's she's a pretty funny comedian. But I saw her at Oddball, and she had a bit about passing tampons out. How women are basically always passing tampons around, and one of hers was actually the main punchline, which is awesome. Is she's like, women having their period is the only time when somebody is bleeding, and it's not what the conversation is about. Which I mean, it's her joke. She said it, not me. But yeah, I mean, it's the same shit. It's like
That's
women
awesome.
do that. That's adjusting their balls, passing tampons to other girls. That's
internal hemorrhaging.
I think we're doing
Perfect,
better.
perfect.
All right. Thanks for putting that image.
The way you said that too was just spot fucking on, Nate. Thanks, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for putting that image in my
Oh,
head.
shit.
Fucking Nate. All right. Jack, you got something for us? Something guys do?
Yeah. So, well, all right. I guess I did this backwards. Well, all right. You guys said, I think I misinterpreted this one, so I'm not going to go with this one, but I'm going to go with guys are not girls' friends ever, and girls think they are. Think girls are like, oh, I have a guy best friend. What do you guys think about this? I don't know if I'm supposed to do it this way, but I'm just doing it. I don't think guys are ever girls' friends. Actually, I'm 100% sure of it. You can't
Well, it's
convince
true.
me otherwise. But I'd love to hear
It's true.
thoughts.
I agree 100%.
No, I
That's
agree.
that's because
I'm gonna make. I'll make a.
Go ahead, Spencer. Go ahead.
I was gonna say because to make the perfect argument for that is, you say that guys are not girls' friends. So if a girl has a boyfriend and the boy's like, yeah, text your guy friend, in quotes, text your guy friend. Hey, I'm not with my boyfriend anymore. Well, you want to hang out or something? They're gonna fucking do it. They're gonna fucking do it.
100%.
So 100%, guys are not girls'
Ever.
friends.
Not ever. Okay. I mean, there is no scenario. Okay. So even if a guy's like, she's married, she's married or whatever, like best case scenario, he's waiting until she becomes neglected in her 40s. Like there's no like that, like, or like, or she becomes a widow in her 50s. Like there's like no, this guy is waiting to pounce and he will do it whether she has like saggy tits or not. And he's just waiting his turn if he's her quote unquote best friend. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I guarantee if your best friend that's a boy, if you were just like, hey, I'm gonna pop in here real quick into this room and get naked real quick. You want to just pop in with me real quick? Yeah, he's gonna fucking walk in. He's not gonna be like, oh no, we're friends. That's not appropriate.
I was gonna say, hands down, he'd be in there in a heartbeat with his pants down to his fucking
That's
ankles, ready
because
to
straight
bone.
dudes want pussy.
Yeah, like 100 all the time.
That's just kind of it.
I did on stage. I talked about this, and I talked to a girl on the stage, and she's like, "This is my best friend." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, when you get home tonight, I want you just to ask him. You just pose this to him. Okay, I'll suck your dick once, but you can never talk to me again. I was like, what do you think he's gonna say? She's like, he wouldn't do it. And I was like, no, he would jizz in your ear before you finish the sentence. He'll present you with a scrunchie and a butt plug before you're out of the, like this guy wants it and he will go after it. Like there's no questions asked. And like I looked at him, I was like, tell me I'm fucking wrong. And he was like, dude, no, me? Like I've known her forever. Like fucking liar. I know it.
She's
I know
the best.
I know how
I'm
it
like
is.
her
It's okay.
brother.
Like, it's just like admit it. Just be honest.
It's okay, stepbrother.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. It's like,
Yeah.
he's
Oh
like,
my
I'm like
God.
her brother. Well,
Oh my God.
step sibling
Yeah.
porn is really popular right now, my guy. So
It's a very popular
it's a whole new kink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like a stepbrother from Game of Thrones, like back in the day before they knew how fucking weird it was to fuck your sister. That's what kind of sister.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. And
Jesus.
dude, the thing that
Gosh.
blows my mind is the dudes that fucking stick around for years in that friend zone and just fucking chill there. Like, what are you waiting for? Why are you waiting so long? There's no way it's worth waiting that long for.
They're suffering from inertia. Like these are guys who like usually can't make the move. If you're stuck in the friend zone forever, like you just don't have the ability to make a move. You've got no game. I mean, it's just the facts. But I heard another one is like this guy said to my fiance. He's a good dude. I actually like him. He's fun to hang out with. But he said to her like years ago, he's like, oh no, I think of you like you don't have any holes. I was like, Barbie? I was like, I'm super into Barbie. Like I've, whatever. It's like, do you know how many Barbies I've sexually assaulted? Like. That's not even get out of here. I mean, it's just crazy. But guys who say that just full of shit. Full of shit.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
for sure.
Well, guys, I think
Well, I think we got time for one more, right?
Yeah. I think we got time for one more. I think this will be our last topic of the night, and I'll just bring
You
it
better
up.
pick a fucking good one, David.
Oh man! All right. Let me go through my list.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
All right, guys. Let's talk about this one. Why do we act gay when we're not? Why do straight men act gay when we're not? Why am I going around grabbing another dude's ass for no fucking reason other than just to be fucking funny?
Okay. I'm gonna just take this one right off the bat. You two, Micro D and Jack, you both are officers. Well, Jack was an officer in the U.S. Marines. I'm gonna go and say this is a big time enlisted Army thing, or just a military thing in general, but mainly enlisted. We 100% act gay around during the most stupidest times. We could be in a firefight and the gayest thing could be coming out of our mouths, but only because that's the friendship we have. I think it's a hardcore friendship. Like, we know and we're very secure with our sexuality that we can act as gay as we want because we don't give a shit what people think. I don't know if Nate can attest to that, but I mean, for me, because I was, both of us were enlisted side. For me, I acted gay around a lot of guy friends, and girls, the female soldiers would be like, "What the fuck?" Or even officers would be like, "What is wrong with this guy?"
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm extremely comfortable in my sexuality, so I have no problem like making gay jokes. I think the dudes that aren't like the ones that are uncomfortable and are like homophobic and are like, "Oh, what the fuck? I would never make a gay joke. I'm not fucking gay." Like those guys that get super defensive. It's like, yeah, I feel like you probably thinking about sucking dick just a little bit. Like it seems like you are kind of curious.
It probably passed through his mind at least once.
You know
or twice.
what? If you don't try it, how do you know you don't like it? You know what I mean? Like if you don't fucking suck a dick, you don't know you don't like it. You can't definitively say you don't enjoy it. I don't care what you say. You can't change my mind on that.
No,
now,
sure.
I haven't tried it, and I'm not going to. But again, I don't claim that I don't like it because I don't know. But
exactly.
I think that I don't know, man.
But can you agree with me that it's a hardcore enlisted thing in the military?
I don't know if it's enlisted. I don't know. I wasn't an officer, so I can't say. I kind of doubt that the officers are in the meeting rooms going like, "Oh, I'll fucking jerk your dick, dude," and the other officer's like, "No, you won't," and he's like, "I fucking will, man." But
That's
again,
what I'm trying
I don't
to say.
know. Enlisted also, dude. I used to walk in and there'd be 30 dudes. So I'd walk in and there'd be 30 fucking dudes around the table watching the most raunchy porn I've ever seen together, just fucking laughing about it. It wasn't sexual in any way. It was just fucking dudes just doing weird shit together.
It wasn't sexual at all. They were just
me and my buddies. One of my buddies
they were just
used
watching
to say
porn
all the
together,
time,
jerking.
Yeah.
Just a couple of guys sucking each
fucking
other's
dudes
dick.
just watching porn. What's wrong with that? Fucking yeah. Dude, one of the group chats I have is called Society of Dudes, and it's because my roommate that I in the barracks, one of my best friends, he came into my room one day and he was just like, "Dude, I was thinking, what happened if we just woke up one day and there was just no girls, just no women on the planet?" He's like, "I'd suck you off if that's what you wanted." I was like, "Wait, what?" Like I was so just taken off guard. He's like, well, listen, man. He's like, "There's no more girls. Like you gotta get pleasured somehow." And like obviously he was fucking kidding, but like I was just like thinking about that. I was like, dude, what would happen if there's just no women on this earth, and like you had experienced it, but now there's just no chicks? Think about jail. Like dudes are fucking dudes all the time in jail because there's no women. Are they gay? I'd say so. I really fucking think so. I mean, I don't know how you fuck a dude if you're not, but just think about it. This is the things you need to think about, guys.
I'm hearing you.
Society of dudes, man.
You're not wrong.
He's not wrong.
I don't. I don't know how this fits into. Yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Big J Okerson. Do you guys know him?
No.
Legion of Skanks. So he's one of the big guys in Legion of Skanks. He's an absolutely hilarious podcast. You guys should listen to it. This Big J's all over the city, and I've seen him a bunch of times. He's awesome, but he does this whole bit about like. Actually, it was kind of a little bit about also being friends with girls or whatever guys. He's like, no. He's like, my best friend is a guy named Dave. He's like, that's a friend. He goes, and if Dave was like, "Hey man, can I come over and suck your dick?" I'd be like, no, Dave, that's going to be awkward. And they talk like you got to watch the bit. It's absolutely hilarious. But I mean, I don't know. Like I think the officers got a little gay up there too, like wherever it is, the wardroom, or I mean, I actually in a few patrol bases, I definitely underneath a poncho, definitely grabbed my RTO's dick a few times. It just happens.
That's awesome.
You don't know what you're looking at. Red light discipline, and you grab a dick here and there.
Oh, that's not my rifle.
So that stuff
Whoops.
happens, but nothing sexual about it. But the one thing I think about acting gay when you're not is like every once in a while I'm involuntarily a little bit gay, and like what I mean is like some like like a fit black dude will walk by in a tailored suit, and I'll just like involuntarily be like, look at, like you just like.
He's like, yeah, I do.
Like,
I'd fuck him. Like,
Also, I think it's funny that
like, look at that
I
guy.
think it's funny how you had to say in a fit black guy instead of just like a fit guy in general.
yeah, Jack's got a type.
He's
no.
got a type.
Jack's got a
right?
type.
Nah, are you kidding me? I mean, fit
Damn.
white guys don't do it for me. But you know what I'm talking about. Like, this guy's wearing like a tweed, that's why you are zooming in on it, because you know it. Like if you just see like some white dude in like a blue suit, you're like, man. But if you see this guy, he's not wearing the socks. He's got that look. You know what I'm talking about? Where we're all like. It's like he's like looks like he walked
Like
out
high
of
waters.
Vogue. You know exactly. Yeah, the high waters. And it's like you know exactly the look I'm talking about, and you see it, and you're just like you notice it. I'm gay, you know.
Just a little bit. Everyone is.
Well, so I mean, obviously, I can't really speak on the enlisted side, and I can't even really speak on the military side because I haven't been in very long and everything. I really haven't seen it, but I mean, just in high school, like it was even very prevalent. Like people would like pull out their dicks and everything like that, and do the helicopter and everything just to like show it off for whatever reason, or. But like just in general, like I wonder if it's just like the generation that we live in at this point, just because we accept gay people like a lot more highly than they have in past generations, that now it's such a comfortable thing that like it's okay to like act that way. And I'm not saying necessarily that it is okay, especially to a homosexual person. By the way, we don't actually we're just joking around here and everything like that. Just want to point that out. But in all fairness, I will say that like we like just are so comfortable with this, I guess now as a society, that like we kind of like just think it's okay to do this. And I guess like it seems like whenever something becomes okay, we can make a parody of it. And that's just kind of what it is. Like to me personally, why I think we do this.
Dude, when one of my buddies and I, we used to have this saying, we're like, dude, I don't give a shit if you're gay, but if you're going to be gay, you better fucking suck dick pretty damn good, and you better be fucking proud of it, because no straight dude's walking around like ashamed of being into women. You know what I mean? Like when you're single, you're like, oh, check out that ass, and you're like hitting all your buddies, you're like, dude, check that ass out. Like if you're a gay dude and you're like, you better be fucking proud of the dick you're sucking, all right? Don't be fucking ashamed and like hiding it. Fuck that. Dude, if one of my buddies, he used to say, just to embarrass one of our LTs, he used to be like, yeah, I suck dick. Yeah, I'm gay, and I'm not fucking ashamed of it. Are you ashamed of me? In like crowded places, and the LT would get like bright fucking red, wouldn't know what to say. Everyone else, all the dudes around him are just fucking laughing, and it was a great time. But yeah, man.
Awesome.
So yeah, if you're out there and you're gay and you're in the closet, dude, come out and just be like, yeah, I suck dick and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shame in your game, guys. Really.
Yeah, dude.
We don't care. So all right, guys.
True.
Well, it's we're nearing the end of the episode, so you guys know what that means. That means we got to tally them up.
Okay, here we go. Well, with a staggering loss we'll start. We'll start from from fourth all the way up to the first. Jack, you have the least amount of tallies with coming in with 13 points.
Dang, dude, you don't curse enough.
Yeah,
Come
man,
on,
you
now.
gotta fucking let it up, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, that's how you get work though. You can't if you're like too blue, they won't take you too many clubs.
That's true.
Oh, really?
That's fair. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, third place is myself with 28.
Wow.
So
leap.
if you take the difference from Jack of 13 to me to 28, yeah, that's a lot. There's a fucking lot. Nate is second with 29, one above me.
I'll take it.
His last few seconds of talking, he said 2 F words, which bounced him up to the second place. And then David in first place with a hardcore staggering number of 31.
Ooh. Let's just
So
keep
go
bumping
ahead
it
and
up.
take that chug.
Fuck you. Eat shit. I hate all of you. Except
Yep,
our
yep.
listeners. Except
So-
our listeners.
I like it.
All right, so,
Yeah, so
for this chug, Nate, if you're gonna do it, go for it, my man.
yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah. So for this week's chug, this goes out to our new Facebook members: Clayton, Bradley, Adam, Grace, Manda, and Chad. What's up, my dude Chad?
I'm pretty
That
sure
dude's in a
the Facebook ones are
fraternity.
from last week.
Yeah, well, whatever. Last week, it don't fucking matter. Welcome to the Facebook group. Chad, I want to know what fraternity you're a part of. You can't have a fucking name like that without being a part of one. Also,
You ain't wrong.
Australia, France, and Japan. I don't fucking know your names. I'm sure even if you sent your name in, I wouldn't be able to fucking read it, except for Australia, because you guys are fucking speak English, so whatever.
Whoa.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow, Nate.
Dude.
Yeah, but anyways,
I think
so
you just
you guys
lost
should give
your
us a shout.
Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
you piece of shit.
You guys should reach out to us because we actually really want to know who you are. We just keep seeing you guys pop up on downloading our content, and we just kind of want to see how you found us and maybe talk to you a little bit. And no new Instagram followers, so fuck me because I'm the one who runs it, and you guys fucking hate me and don't ever give me questions or follow us. So appreciate that.
I hate you too, so.
Yeah, it's a
Wow.
great time. But hey, you know what? You guys can thank me for getting Jack to come on this podcast because I'm the one who messaged him. So you're welcome.
He's the booker, man.
True that, homie. That's right.
Yeah. So, guys, that's gonna do it. Spencer, any parting words for our listeners?
If you haven't watched the documentary on Netflix called High Score, talking about video games, I highly suggest you do that because it is very informative. And if you don't know anything about Atari, Sega, anything or Doom, Mortal Kombat, things like that, fucking watch that shit. It is so good. And I get into documentaries constantly, so there's some good shit.
Awesome. Yeah, if you didn't listen to episode 1, the three of us are really big into video games. So if you're also into video games, please go check that out. And Nate, what about you? Any words of wisdom for our people?
Yeah, I've got some words of wisdom. Don't be a dick.
And suck
That's usually
my
a pretty
dick.
good thing to live by. Yeah, just don't be a dick to other people, man. Just be a little bit kind to people.
That was the most weird way to be philosophical I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
So,
It was.
all right.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
All right, words to live by. And Jack, thank you so much for coming on 3 Dudes 1 Beer podcast with us. Hey, where can our listeners follow you and your stuff at?
Yeah, well, first of all, it was a blast. I really love this. I think you guys are onto something cool. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for your listeners. So yeah, it was honestly a great time. I'm glad I did it, and glad you guys had me on. So thanks. Yeah, you can find me at Jack_O_funny on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. All 3 of those, and then you can find my podcast at Broke as a Joke Pod, one word, no underscores or anything like that. I'm not actually funny. Like I didn't mean to be that way. It's just Jack O is my name, and just funny was the only one available. So I know it sounds like super cheesy to be Jack O apostrophe funny, and I'm not. I didn't mean that to be that way. But anyway, so fuck it. But anyway, it was a really good time. So that's where you can find me. You can also find www.bastardsdon'tdothat.com. It's a military focused comic strip, the blog. I did do a podcast. We're kind of revamping it, but but anyway, so that's where you can find me.
Awesome. And we're going to put all that stuff in the show notes for you guys. And to everyone that's out there, thank you so much for listening. This podcast is produced by Spenceyyy and all that comes with it. I am your social media guru, and Nate is the number nerd. Keep being sexy, and please be sure to email us if you have any questions or concerns at Spencer@3dudes1beer.com. Also, drop us a review on Apple iTunes or Spotify. We would really appreciate it. All of our social media is linked in our show notes, so be sure to come say hi and join our amazing community on Facebook or Instagram. And until next time, I'm David with Nate and Spencer, and we are
3 dudes.
1 beer. And never forget, Cash Money 2020, #Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain.
Because I'm just saying, she fucking did. Jesus fucking Christ.
God damn it.